And a good Wednesday morning to you. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com. It represents 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. You can see a ridge of higher pressure here that is kind of elongated, and a deep, deep trough off the west coast. This has been the case over the last several days. And a zonal flow, well, not quite zonal, but a west-northwesterly jet, the northern branch of the polar jet stream further up to the north. That's been supplying the colder air, but you notice a lot of cold air drops down in the western part of the country, the interior areas of the west, the Rockies, the plains, and then warmer air has been moving in, and this is our warm surge. So you have deep trough here, ridge here, this pushes up the moisture, and then into our neck of the woods here, before it turns the corner and then heads off to the east. This VELCO weather hazards outlook for this period, utility impacts nil through Saturday before a gusty gradient wind develops late in this period. This will happen, it looks like, on Sunday from the southeast, and then switch with a frontal passage during the day on Monday, really Sunday night and into Monday. But this is lowered confidence at this time. Wednesday night storms will bring snow, a mix of sleet and some glazing, freezing rain to southern areas. This will mainly be a travel hazard. Precipitation under 5/10 of an inch. 2 dry days of weather to follow. This will happen Friday and Saturday. Then more concerning gradient winds associated with the mixed transition storm that will push in late in this weekend and last into Monday. Temperatures overall, we're looking seasonable to above seasonable for a short stint. That'll be followed by an Arctic chill that'll take place early to mid next week. And of course, those transitions mean some sort of storm changing those up. Here's our storm that's going to be pushing in moisture, and this is valid overnight at about 1 o'clock on Thursday morning. So that main push works on in and changes up to some transitions to some wet snow showers, some freezing rain, a little bit of sleet, and so forth. Then that pushes out, leaves a little bit of flurry activity. It looks like we get into the last of the flurries during the evening hours on Thursday. Then drier weather for a high pressure that builds in from the Great Lakes. This will afford us 2 really nice dry days. 1034 hectopascal high pressure center there on Saturday morning. And then the next weather system begins to push in, very similar like the last one. Now note this one's a little bit stronger, 965 hectopascals, and this will be taking a track. And stronger pressure gradient, deeper storm to the west means pressure gradients will start to tighten up a little bit. But here again, this is going to be a system that's going to bring us southeasterly gradient winds, a little area of low pressure, then develops secondary, very typical over the Massachusetts Capes region, and pulls away. But the main storm that's up there, 971 hectopascals, we get into a very tight pressure gradient with west to northwesterly winds. This is the main issue for Sunday night and into the day on Monday. And you can see those winds are at their strongest before they pull away. We're looking at gusts that could be as high as 70 miles an hour in some of our local summits, the Green Mountains, and general ranging about 45 to 70 miles per hour in general. And then beyond that, we're looking at generally an area of higher pressure building in. This would be valid Tuesday morning, and it looks like that'll last until Wednesday. And more benign weather to follow after what will be more than likely a wind event as it looks right now. Again, lowered confidence. Here's a quick look at precipitation types. You see snow that's moved in. This is for tonight. That system then pushes off, exits out. A little leftover flurry activity. That pushes out for a couple very nice days through Saturday. And then this system comes in Saturday night into the day on Sunday. Missing panel there. Notice it's mostly going over to rain, and then some snow showers and flurries and gusty winds on the backside of that weather system moving into Monday. Here's the GFS ensemble as it looks right now. You can see that mainly 2-3 distinct storm systems. This is our system coming in tonight and during the morning hours tomorrow through 12Z. That's 7 o'clock in the morning. Then just a little leftovers. And then we have another more important system. This is the one that's coming in basically on Saturday night into the day on Sunday. It's a little bit loaded for bear, and this is the one that will have some gusty winds. Looking at the total QPF amounts, however, not a huge deal here, as we have just about 0.25 of an inch, or say 0.3 of an inch. And then the next shot, again for Saturday night and into Sunday, is here. The GIFs, or GFS Ensemble from Montpelier, over 50 knots here. Another shot, of course. This is our one that's showing up on the European model. Not a huge deal so far that I can see with this low-level jet at 850 hectopascals, about the top of Mount Mansfield, but you can see these are the two areas to watch. This one, not so much. And in terms of temperature, going above the 0 degree center line at 850 hectopascals, about the top of Mount Mansfield. A little tiny bit of mix, we'll cool down, and then a little more of a mix. This is reasonable. This looks close to what the European was showing as well. Two distinct moisture plumes, precipitable water. Nothing great here, actually relatively close to normal. This might be just a little bit above normal, but not a big deal. Precipitation type, more of a cold mix on the front end of this incoming system. And then we have a little bit more in the way of rain, as you can see here, for that next weather system. Fairly good agreement with the European. Total snowfall, you can see this is centered on Montpelier, but I'm thinking we're thinking about 2 to locally 5 inches. This is undercutting it considerably. And finally, 2-meter temperatures. We're looking at max cool down slightly, and then a warm up overnight into the day tomorrow. Bit of a cool down. And then we do the same thing as we get into Saturday night and Sunday. 7-day total accumulated precipitation, QPF, from the Weather Prediction Center shows that the main essence of the heavy flooding is along the west coast, as well as across the southern part, southeastern part of the United States. A little bit of that gets in here as we make this run here. But we're looking at generally variable amounts of ½ to 1 inch amounts here, and a sort of a secondary storm track showing up here. Over the next 5 days, these are model output statistics on temperature. What we can see here is 6 degrees above normal weighted average. These are daytime highs only. And then looking at 3 days later, Weather Prediction Center weighted maximum temperatures a little closer to normal, seasonal. The climate reanalyzer, the anomalies of colder and below normal based off temperatures, averages the baseline, and you can see warmer than normal in Alaska usually means colder somewhere in the United States. Usually it's in the eastern half of the country. In this case, a lot of cold air is drained in the western half. A little bit of an uptick here. Some of the warming trends have been coming in this direction. That's our next one that's going to be moving into tonight, and so forth. For the world, running about 0.6 of a degree, and then 0.7 of a degree in the northern hemisphere, the all above normal. 0.5 in the southern hemisphere, the Arctic 1.7 degrees above normal, and Antarctica's even actually beat that at 2.5 degrees above normal. European MOS guidance, model output statistics show starting from last night. You can see precipitation totals, and this is our storm. So we're talking 0.24 of an inch, and that's about it. Not a huge storm here. And then a couple dribs and drabs with a little bit of snow shower and flurry activity. Then our next system comes in. You can see it's a little healthier, under about a ½ inch of total precipitation that moves in on Saturday night and into Sunday. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights, thanks for watching.